It goes without saying that Tony Khan's purchasing of such a historic promotion in Ring of Honor comes with it a boatload of history and heritage that now all falls underneath the All Elite banner. So now is probably as good a time as any to take a dive into everything an AEW fanatic needs to know about TK's newest big name acquisition. I'm Gareth from What Culture Wrestling, and here are the 10 things that AEW fans need to know about Ring of Honor. Number 10, the Code of Honor. Though long since done away with in its original form at least, Ring of Honor's Code of Honor initially acted as one of the foundations that helped set the upstart promotion apart from the rest of the pack. Taking a ton of inspiration from Japanese professional wrestling, the 5 laws that made up Ring of Honor's moral requirements were as follows. Number 1, you must shake hands before and after every match. Number 2, no outside interference. Number 3, no sneak attacks. Number 4, no harming the officials. Number 5, any action resulting in a disqualification violates the Code of Honor. Sure enough, if a star did choose to break any of the previous laws, their status as a genuinely detested heel was all but guaranteed. The latter 2 laws in particular helped add a certain level of legitimacy to Ring of Honor's bouts, as the majority ended with clean finishes, and on the rare occasion a bout did end via distraction, DQ, ref bump, etc., fans would very much let their criticism be heard. Gabe Sapolsky would ultimately scrap the code in 2004, though it did return later down the road in a slightly altered capacity. Number 9, the first ever show starred some huge names. As already noted by Tony Khan during his huge Dynamite announcement, none other than AEW original Christopher Daniels and current All Elite superstar Bryan Danielson found themselves in the main event of the first ever Ring of Honor show by the name of The Era of Honor Begins. But they weren't the only eye-catching sensations plying their trade in the squared circle on this debut night of Honor action. Elsewhere on the card, the likes of Jay Briscoe, joined by his brother Mark, Spanky, otherwise known as Brian Kendrick, and earning his Ring of Honor contract on their night, and the Amazing Red could all be seen strutting their stuff. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping showdown of the night belonged to that of Eddie Guerrero, duking it out with fellow ECW alumni Super Crazy over the IWA Puerto Rican Intercontinental Championship, with the latter besting the eventual WWE icon during his stint on the Indies as he recovered from drug-related issues. Number 8, Ring of Honor Dojo. You can bet your ass a certain American dragon will be licking his lips at the thought of this next Ring of Honor element finding a way into the land of All Elite. With a whole host of rising talents taking in the eye-catching and hyper-athletic style being brought to life in Ring of Honor early on, it wasn't long before the promotion set up their own Ring of Honor Wrestling Academy to help nurture and bring through the next crop of wrestling talent to take the industry by storm. Alongside the aforementioned Danielson, none other than fellow AEW All-Star CM Punk and current Control Your Narrative newbie Austin Aries both held the honor of being the Ring of Honor Dojo's head trainer at various points down the line. Bryan was actually so committed to the cause during his time as head coach that he even lived in the dojo for a spell as he taught seminars and passed on his knowledge to the next generation. Number 7, a history of super shows. One of the other notable theories many had coming into Tony Khan's huge Dynamite announcement centered around perhaps this being the moment when the president of AEW finally confirmed a mouth-watering New Japan Pro Wrestling AEW Super Show. That, of course, didn't come to pass, but that doesn't mean that it never will. And the fact that Khan has just gained control of a promotion with a strong history of super shows with the aforementioned New Japan Pro Wrestling, those crossover events have seen eye-catching battles such as the Bullet Club featuring the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and AJ Bloody Styles, taking on an ROH All-Stars unit featuring Roderick Strong, the Briscoes, Hanson, and Ray Rowe of WWE's Viking Raiders fame, with that bout going down on 2015's Global Wars show. Again, nothing is official as of this moment, but consider this purchase another step in the right direction towards that long-awaited supercard. Number 6, legendary title Lineage. While the likes of the NXT and AEW championships have held the claim to having perhaps the most respected North American World Championship lineages in modern times, a quick glance at the sheer level and quantity of eventually world-class performers to have held the Ring of Honor World Championship could leave both of those other straps blushing. After Low-Ki picked up the win that earned him the honor of being the inaugural Ring of Honor champion back in July 2002, Samoa Joe would eventually seize the strap and go on to hold it for a record-breaking and setting 645 days. The voice of the voiceless would also hold the strap for a spell, before infamously signing his WWE developmental contract on it. Along with Key, Joe and Punk, Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black, Kevin Steen, Adam Cole, Jay Lethal, Kyle O'Reilly, Christopher Daniels have all once held the strap up high, with Jonathan Gresham currently reigning as the Ring of Honor champion champion heading into this bold new chapter. Number 5, an old-school Cornet feel. Harkening back to the all-round vibe that made Ring of Honor such a refreshing and much-needed shot in the arm for the professional wrestling scene in the mid-2000s. The reveal of none other than Jim Cornette joining Ring of Honor as its commissioner in 2005 once again felt like another nod to the all-round old-school feeling at the core of this WWE alternative. Then, after a stint away in TNA, his eventual return in 2009 as an executive producer for Ring of Honor's new show saw Cornette double down on that desire to be a throwback alternative to his previous employer's products, pushing talents who hadn't yet been labeled as TNA or WWE guys, in an attempt to build their own unique stars that could help spearhead the company into greener pastures. Yet while Ring of Honor did undoubtedly still retain old-school ideals, such as respecting one another in the ring via shaking hands before a match, etc., some felt Cornette's 80s-inspired way of booking and presenting the product was a little bit dated, and 2012 eventually saw the well-known face and voice leaving his role of head booker. Number 4, their presence has already been felt in AEW. As already alluded to by Tony Khan himself during his game-changing Ring of Honor Dynamite announcement, and myself over the course of this list already, Ring of Honor's fingerprints can be seen all over the current All Elite Wrestling landscape. At the current time of recording, around 40 talents currently signed to TK's promotion have at one time plied their trade in a Ring of Honor ring. Among those stars of their generations are the likes of the already noted Danielson, Punk, Daniels, Cole, Young Bucks, and O'Reilly, with the current world champion Hangman Adam Page, AEW's women's champion Britt Baker, and so many more, all forming part of this once hot-as-hell promotion's legacy. Ring of Honor's reach also stretches outside of AEW too, with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa being just a number of WWE talents who all spent time in Ring of Honor during their days before landing in Vince McMahon's empire. In short, if they're one of the most jaw-dropping talents you've ever seen on your AEW or WWE product, there's a strong chance they popped up in ROH first. Number 3, the promotion has been bought before. While this is undoubtedly one of the most high-profile acquisitions of an already established wrestling promotion, since Vince McMahon decided to buy out the WCW competition back at the turn of the millennium, Tony Khan's purchasing of Ring of Honor isn't actually the first time this now legendary product has been bought. Jumping all the way back to 2004, in the wake of original Ring of Honor founder Rob Feinstein's controversial departure, on the back of texting and trying to meet up with a teenage boy to hang out, Doug Gentry would buy Feinstein's stake and sell it to Carrie Silkin. Silkin would then operate the promotion until 2011 before it was again sold on to a new owner, in this case the Sinclair Broadcast Group. It was during this era when Ring of Honor would go on to take over the likes of TNA/Impact Wrestling as one of the top promotions in North America, even going as far as to set up its own streaming service in 2018 by the name of Honor Club, which showcased the epic back catalogue of Ring of Honor matches that had taken place over the years. But more on that later. Number 2, there's only been 4 5-star matches in the promotion's history. For all of the unquestionable talent and simply mesmerizing matchups to have gone down within the walls and ropes of Ring of Honor since its inception 2 decades ago, it may come as somewhat of a shock to hear that this wrestling-centric product for the true diehards has only ever housed 4 5-star bouts. Now, of course, said Dave Meltzer rating system isn't gospel by any means. And when compared to a company the size of, say, WWE, who hold just 14 5-star ratings despite being around for a significantly longer period, some might say that number isn't too shabby at all. But when you put that 4 up against its now parent company AEW's current haul, that tiny number simply pales in comparison to the 13 Tony Khan's company have picked up in about 3 or so years. Making up the 4 5-star offerings to have landed in ROH over the years are Davey Richards' battle against Michael Elgin in 2012, the 2006 6-man tag which saw Shima, Masato Yoshino, and Naruki Doi take on Dragon Kid, Genki Horiguchi, and Ryo Saito, Samoa Joe vs CM Punk in October 2005, and Joe once again going to war, this time with Kenta Kobashi in 2005. Number 1, All In is in the Ring of Honor library. Diving back into the subject of the Ring of Honor library that has seemingly gone on to become one of the most sought-after collections of bouts available in the business today, there's a number of big reasons why Tony Khan clearly moved mountains to get his hands on the Ring of Honor back catalogue. On top of wanting to likely possess hours of footage of some of his current AEW roster's formative years, that he can pump into promo packages and angles for years to come, with the likes of Punk and Danielson in particular doing some of their finest work within the promotion. One specific event in particular was likely seen as too big a show to let slip through his fingers, with WWE also being said to have been contacted about the purchasing of ROH. The fact that what is largely seen as the genesis of AEW in 2018's All In can be found in said library would have no doubt acted as yet another major reason for Tony to stick his hand in his pocket. Oh, and there's still just the small matter of a potential AEW streaming platform needing its fair share of content to fill out that service too. So expect this ROH injection to very much find a new home before long. And that's our list. Know of anything else that AEW fans need to know about Ring of Honor? Let us know all about them in the comment section right down below, and do not forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button while you're at it. Also, if you're into this sort of stuff, then head on over to whatculture.com and find some more incredible articles just like the one this video you're watching right now is based on. I've been Gareth from What Culture Wrestling. Thank you as always for clicking on this video today, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.